What is going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in on this cold morning. We're out here trying to shoot this review video and it's about 20 degrees. So we're gonna be chopping some really tough frozen wood this morning. We are diving in, looking at this beautiful 13-inch NedFoss camp hatchet. So stay tuned, we're gonna dive into the specs, do some testing, and I'm gonna give you my overall impressions of this. Let's get into it right now. Right up front, this is a sponsored review video. NedFoss sent me this axe a couple of days ago. So we're gonna put it through its paces. We're gonna show you my honest opinion of how this thing actually does. So catch my other review video of the 15-inch NedFoss camp hatchet. That thing did amazing, and I don't think this is gonna do any different. And I really like how this one is a little bit more compact. It weighs like half as much as the other one, and I believe it is gonna be just as good as that other one was. Here is the other one. You can kind of see the size difference here. You can see the heads are quite a bit different. This one weighs a lot less, and you can see the different sizes. Guys, I'll place that video up there if you want to see that one as well. And the product links are going to be in the description box for both of these hatchets. So this is a 13-inch forged carbon steel head. We're going to take this beautiful leather sheath off this thing. We'll talk about that in a second. But this head on this thing, very rustic hammer forged head. You can see all the beautiful imperfections that NedFoss left on here, just because it gives it that aged, very vintage look, very bushcrafty look. I really like that. And I like the head design on this thing. You can see how it has more of a beard this time. Now the 15-inch has more of just like a Hudson Bay style head on it. This one actually has more of a beard, so if you're into bushcraft, you're going to really be able to choke up, get close to that head, and be able to push, make some feather sticks and stuff like that. And this thing did come pretty sharp, so I believe we're going to be able to do that. So who is this thing for? I would say this is for somebody looking to throw it in a bug out bag, just a camping bag, something to have around the campfire, maybe a hiking backpack, because it is so small that you're not really going to tell it's there, and it's a nice compact size. So that's who I think this is for, but you can just have this around your camp, split up some kindling, things like that, and you're gonna be loving this thing. The hammer forged head on this is a high carbon steel, hardness 52 to 55. And they did a really good job heat treating the blade here, just like they did on the 15-inch model. It turned out really, really good. 3.5-inch blade cutting surface here. 5.5-inch overall from the pole back here to the blade tip, 5.5 inches. And then this whole head weighs 1.2 pounds, so right at a pound for the head itself. And I would say this whole package doesn't weigh 1.5 pounds because this beechwood handle is very lightweight. So 1.5 pounds, you're getting a very nice compact little hatchet here. So let's start looking at the handle. Beechwood handle. Very nice ergonomic handle on this thing, and it's thick enough to where you can get a good grasp on the handle. Really like how NedFoss does the ergonomics on their handle. Very nice, where you can get a lot of power back here, where it has that curvature. You're getting a lot of force coming down on that blade head. So very nice there. Does have a little lanyard hole at the bottom here with a little lanyard. This one didn't come with the leather lanyard on it like the 15-inch did, but a little piece of little nylon cordage there. It's not paracord or anything. But overall, a really great design on this hatchet overall. I'm really liking it. We're gonna put this thing to the test. Now it does have 2 steel little inserts there to keep this thing from getting loose. And the cool thing is it comes with 2 extras. So if you ever replace the handle on this thing, you're gonna have 2 extras without having to wrestle with trying to get those out. You just have 2 brand new ones right off the get-go. So very nice design there. You can see how this is more like a regular axe head, very thin, but it's gonna be really nice for cutting through some kindling and things. Now it has that rustic style blade contour at the very end. It's almost like a convex blade edge. So we're gonna be putting that to the test. I think it's gonna do really good at splitting. I know this is a small little hatchet, but I think for a little camp task, we're gonna be able to make it work. Looking at this beautiful NedFoss leather sheath here, I like how they have the riveting. Looks really, really nice. And this is genuine leather. Snap is really, really positive. It's a really good snap. Let's go ahead and put this thing on. And it's a nice fit. It's not loose, it's not overly tight, and that thing fits really good. I mean, look how beautiful this right here is. I love that rustic bushcrafty look. Very throwback to wood handles, leather sheaths, hammer forged heads. I mean, it's just beautiful. You're not gonna get that out of a Fisker's axe. It just doesn't look the way this thing does. Very woodsman style, bushcrafty feel with this thing. So guys, for the price, overall, this is about 39 to 40 bucks on Amazon. Once again, I'll place that link in the description box, but a very nice little camp hatchet here if you're looking for something that is budget friendly and it's gonna be high quality, that you can throw in your bug out bag, survival backpack, just in your camper or your tent or in your vehicle, just in case you need to use this in a pinch. But this thing is a great value for what you get. All right, guys, enough talking and enough specs about this thing. Let's put this thing to the test with some camp tasks. We're gonna do some splitting. We're gonna do some other little camp tasks with this thing, really putting this thing to the test, see how it does. There we go. See that? You just chop some nice pieces of kindling right off the side. That's what's gonna make this thing a great little camp hatchet. Yeah, nice little slivers. There you go. And for a little bitty hatchet, little 1 pound head on this thing's doing great. You can see how precise you can be just chopping these little bitty pieces off like that. So you want to split up this stuff a little bit finer. There you go. Splits it right off. You can see just how precise you can be making kindling with this hatchet. So there you go, NedFoss hatchet. All right, so I'm gonna try to make some feather sticks with this thing. We have it sunk into the wood here. I'm just gonna try to run it down the side here. And we haven't put an edge or anything on this. We just took it right out of the package, came out here and did a review. So if we sharpen this thing up just a little bit, I think we'd have a little bit better results. I think if put an edge on this thing, I think we'd be able to make some feather sticks a little bit better than right out of the box. Right, another good little task that you can do with this thing, make a tent stake. Just make a point on the stick. All right, so use that as a tent stake. And the nice thing about this hatchet, it has a flat pole on the back here. So you can just use that, hammer your tent stake down. So that's also something you don't get on a lot of little bitty hatchets like this, but that one has a nice flat head on it. So you can use that to drive some tent stakes. So it wouldn't be a bushcraft axe or a hatchet without the ability to strike a ferro rod. So it doesn't have any 90-degree edges on it besides the blade itself. So we're just gonna use the blade, and the blade is hardened enough to where we're gonna be able to use that. So there you go. It can strike them if you really wanted to, but I would probably use my knife to do that. But in a pinch, if you had to in a survival situation, there you go, it can do it. All right, we're gonna go through chop on some stuff here. Hey, let's get the chopping. If you spent probably 10 minutes, you could get through this thing. I mean, that is a small hatchet. But if you had to, in a survival situation or something like that, had to get something out of the road, then this could do it. It's just gonna take a little bit of time with this thing. I want to show you guys how well this thing bites in, just because of the blade design, how it bites into this wood. You can see that. Hopefully you like the review of this 13-inch NedFoss camp hatchet. This thing is beautiful. I love this hatchet, and the other one is great too. So if you want a nice budget-friendly hatchet, check out NedFoss. They have a bunch of different ones out there. They even have more than this, and they're just a really good value for what you get. So, and if you're just looking for a collector's item, just throw up on your shelf or whatever, you might have a display. These things look great. So there you go, $40 camp hatchet from NedFoss. Go find this in the Amazon link below. And thanks for watching, like and subscribe. We'll catch you in future videos. Thanks for watching.